Hey there, my name's Tanya, and recently I went through a divorce that completely changed my life. It wasn't easy, and it definitely wasn't part of the plan. But sometimes life pushes us into storms just to show us how strong we really are. I decided to share my story, hoping it might reach someone who's facing the same pain, and maybe, just maybe, it'll give them a bit of comfort or direction. So let me start from the beginning. My parents separated when I was 7 years old. My dad was a Navy SEAL, a real-life hero, brave, calm, and rarely home because of his missions. My mom tried to hold things together, but the distance eventually tore their marriage apart. After their divorce, my mom remarried a man named Paul, and that's when things in my life took a dark turn. Paul was abusive, not just strict or moody. I mean cruel in ways no child should ever experience. He'd yell, throw things, and sometimes his anger would turn physical. What hurt even more was that my mom knew, and she did nothing. She loved him too much to leave him, or maybe she was too scared. Either way, she pretended not to see it, and I was left to handle everything alone. My dad visited whenever he could, and I'd spend weekends at his place. He always made me feel like I was his whole world. But still, I never told him what Paul did. I was scared. Scared he'd be angry. Scared he'd make things worse. So I smiled through it, hiding bruises under long sleeves and fake laughter. Then one day, near the end of middle school, my dad and I were at the beach. The waves were calm, the air warm, and for a moment I felt peaceful, until he noticed the marks on my legs. "Hey, what's that on your thigh?" he asked suddenly. Nothing. "I just got hurt," I said quickly, pulling my shorts down a little. "That's a pretty rough bruise," he said, frowning. "How'd you get it?" "I don't remember." "Maybe in PE, I muttered. He looked at me, his voice softer now. "Tanya, are you keeping something from me? You know you can tell me anything, right? I may be away a lot, but I love you just as much as ever, maybe more." And just like that, something inside me broke. The words I'd kept locked up for years spilled out. "Dad, I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. But Paul, he's mean to me, really mean. Sometimes he hits me. I know I mess up too, but wait," he interrupted sharply, his voice trembling. "He hits you? What do you mean?" "One time, I left the door open and his dog ran away. He used his belt on me. He clenched his jaw." "And your mother? What was she doing while this happened?" She just looks away," I whispered. "She always does." He stood up instantly. "No, this ends now. Pack your things, Tanya. You're coming home with me." That day, my dad changed everything. He got a lawyer, went through the proper channels, and fought until he won full custody. I finally moved in with him, and for the first time in years, I felt safe. Because of his job, I sometimes stayed at my aunt's house nearby when he was away on missions. She was kind, loving, and became a second mother to me. My mom tried to apologize at first. She even called me a few times saying she wanted to fix things. But eventually she stopped trying. Maybe guilt was too heavy for her. Truthfully, I didn't miss her much. As time went on, I found my path. I went to medical school, studied hard, and eventually became a cardiologist, something I'd dreamed about since childhood. My dad and aunt were so proud they could barely stop bragging. They'd tell everyone, "Our Tanya saves hearts for a living." Those two were my whole world. Even though I wasn't naturally outgoing, I made a few close friends and learned to be more social because of my job. That's how I ended up meeting Justin, the man who would one day become my husband. It happened at a karaoke bar, of all places, totally out of my comfort zone. It was my friend's birthday, and she practically dragged me there. Justin was also there with friends, and when he needed a partner to sing Time of My Life, my friends pushed me toward him, laughing. To my surprise, we actually had a great time. He was charming, funny, and a little awkward in a cute way. We exchanged numbers that night, and one thing led to another. Soon we were dating. When I introduced him to my dad, they clicked instantly. Justin worked as a marketing assistant, and though he didn't have much money, he made up for it with kindness and steady support, things I deeply valued after everything I'd been through. A year later, Justin took me back to the same karaoke bar and got down on one knee. "Tanya," he said softly, "when we met here, I didn't know I was meeting the love of my life. You filled my world with warmth and joy. Will you marry me?" Tears filled my eyes. I said yes. To be honest, it felt a bit fast for me, only a year, but I didn't want to risk losing him. So, I pushed my doubts aside and chose love. Our wedding was small and private. My mom was invited but didn't show up, which hurt a little, though I told myself not to expect anything different. My dad walked me down the aisle, and having him there meant more to me than words could ever describe. A year later, we welcomed our baby girl, Amanda. I'll never forget that moment, the smell of flowers, the room filled with balloons, my dad's proud tears, Justin's hand holding mine. Becoming a mother felt like magic. I took time off work to stay home with Amanda, soaking up every second. Those days, her first laugh, her tiny fingers clutching mine, were some of the happiest of my life. Justin was an incredible dad. He played tea parties, wore pink bows, and let her cover his face in glitter. Seeing him like that made my heart full. But once we both returned to work, we hired a nanny to help out. Amanda was a bundle of energy, and we wanted her to have the best care while we were gone. Then, not long after, I got pregnant again. And the ultrasound brought a huge surprise. I wasn't having one baby. I was having twins. It was unexpected, but it felt like a blessing. We were excited, nervous, yes, but happy. What I didn't realize, though, was that my growing belly would also reveal cracks in our marriage. Justin started acting different. He became moody, distant, and I could sense something eating at him. It turned out, deep down, he was bothered by the fact that I earned more than he did. He never said it outright, but I could feel it. His pride was wounded. One night, our friends Carrie and Dylan came over for dinner. I was in my 3rd trimester, trying to relax and enjoy a normal evening. "So, how are you both feeling about the babies?" Dylan asked. "Oh, excited. And a little terrified," Justin said with a laugh. "Have you picked names yet?" Carrie asked. "Not yet," I said. "We want something special, but not too out there." "Family names are always nice," Dylan suggested. "True," I said, smiling. "We're still researching. There's a lot to plan for 2 babies." "Tell me about it," Justin added. "The checklist never ends." Then Carrie laughed and said, "A doctor and a corporate guy. You two must be rolling in cash. How do you even find time to make all these babies?" Dylan chuckled. "Yeah, Justin, I bet your wife's the breadwinner." Without hesitation, Justin said, "Actually, I make more than Tanya." I froze. He said it so casually, like it was a fact. I didn't call him out then, but after our guests left, I confronted him while we cleaned up the dishes. "Justin," I said, "why did you lie to them?" He sighed. "I don't know. I guess I just felt embarrassed. I'm a man. I should be the one providing." "Justin, that's ridiculous. You've never cared about that before." "Yeah, well, maybe I do now," he muttered. His words stung. I wasn't angry about the lie itself, but about what it meant. Somehow, the man who once loved me without ego now saw me as competition. Still, with twins on the way, I pushed my worry aside. I had bigger things to focus on. And then finally, After months of waiting and exhaustion, the big day came. My pregnancy had been complicated, but eventually I gave birth to twin baby boys in the hospital bed. I held my precious little boys, Abe and Leon, in both my hands. Our family feels, complete baby, you've made me the happiest man alive. I love you, Justin said. It wasn't all me, babe. Amanda, look at your baby brothers, aren't they? So cute, baby brothers. Amanda asked. Yes, sweetheart. Do you want to sit next to Mom? Yes, she exclaimed. Hello, baby brothers. At that moment, I felt an overwhelming contentment with my life. I dreamed of being the best mom to all my kids, something I had never gotten from me mother. My deepest desire was to provide them with everything they wish for and shield them from all the bad things in the world. Soon I took the babies home and we had the whole nursery set up for them. Justin and I both took some time off work, while Justin eventually returned to the office. I didn't. Then things got really tough. Home juggling the care of the babies, and Amanda. We were in a tight spot financially, and things weren't exactly rosy. I had a strong desire to give my family the best of everything, and I had the means to do so. But we also need a parent at home to take care of the kids. It was a challenging situation, and we needed to find a way to make it work. The issue was the significant income gap. Between us, Justin brought in only $30,000 a year, while I earned $150,000 a year. You could see the difference from my perspective. It made sense for me to continue working. I had a good career and a well-paying job, with the potential for salary growth. I thought I would talk things out with Justin, and he would understand my viewpoint. But things did not go my way. We had just had dinner, and Justin and I were in the twins' room to check up on them 3 kids we always planned for, too, but I'm not complaining. They're so cute. Justin said, yeah, they are. Well, you want to talk to you about something, sure. What's on your mind? We need to secure all our kids' futures. I know I might be thinking too far ahead, but we can provide them with better opportunities. We can even help them with their college if they need it. You're right, Justin agreed. If I continue with my job, we can save more. And if I work for a few more years, I'll likely get a raise. That would be amazing. But who will stay with the kids at home while we are working? What if you quit working and stay home to take care of the kids? Are you kidding me? No, you get along with them so well. What I mean is, I am the man of the house. Just because you have a higher paying job does not make you the decision maker. Justin, are you kidding me? Can't you see? We would have a better life if I went to work. Instead, seriously, is your ego that fragile that taking care of the kids makes you think you're less of a man? Justin looked furious. Something I had never expected. He raised his hand and slapped right across my face. How dare you say that to me? You're trying to be the boss, aren't you? Just stay within your limits, do what you're asked to do, and more importantly, listen to me. Justin left the room, leaving me standing there in shock. It brought back memories of the situation with Paul. I was utterly stunned. How come my husband, the father of my children, someone I thought was the love of my life, do this to me? I am not suggesting all men are the same, but this experience shattered my trust and made me question everything about our relationship. Some men are incredibly insecure of their masculinity, and I was devastated to realize Justin was one of them. I felt a mix of anger, sadness, and most of all, fear. I was scared to be around Justin, unsure of what he might do if I made another wrong move that night. I couldn't sleep and spend on the couch contemplating my options. I knew I needed to get out of this marriage, not just for my sake, but for the kids as well. I had been through a similar situation when I was young. With my mom's husband, Paul, my dad had taught me well after that, showing me how a real man should treat women. Then one of the twins started crying on the baby monitor, and it hit me. We had the baby monitor in the twins' room, and it must have recorded everything that had happened. I had solid proof the first thing I did was extract the footage as I watched the recording. An idea began to form in my mind. I waited until morning, making sure Justin and the kids were still asleep, then made a call to my dad. Good morning, Bunny. Hey, Dad, you're calling me so early today. Is everything all right? No, Dad. Something happened last night. I need help. Are you safe? Honey, what happened? Yes, for now, last night. Justin and I argued and things got out of hand. He slapped me. What, how dare he? Why did you wait all night to call me? I didn't know what to do. Dad, sweetheart, remember what I have always said. I'm here for you whenever you need me. I mean it well, Dad. The thing is, all of this happened while we were in the twins' room, and it got recorded on the baby monitor bingo we have. Proof we're going to get. That bastard. I know some people in law enforcement, honey, stay put, whereas Justin right now he's still sleeping. Why don't you send me that video and get the kids? I'm coming. I woke up Amanda and gathered the twins hastily packing. A bag for them I forwarded thee. According to my dad, anxious, I waited in the living room. Just 15 minutes after the funk call, there was aggressive knocking on the door as I approach. I could hear Justin coming down the stairs. Who's at the door? And why are the babies here? What's going on? Open the door. It's the police. The police who called them. Justin rushed down the stairs, and as he did, I opened the door. The first person to enter the house was my dad, who hugged me tightly. Thank God. Honey, you are safe. I'm so sorry. Thanks for being here, Dad. You're under arrest for assaulting your wife. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot, afford one will be provided for you. Is this about last night? You've got this all wrong. It was just a big misunderstanding. The police officer handcuffed him. Get these things off me, I say. OT, you're going to pay for this. I promise I will break your job if you ever speak to my daughter like that. Again, consider yourself lucky that I did not handle this myself. Take him, officer. My dad rove me and the kids to his place. Both Justin and I hired attorneys. And there was a lot of courtroom draw, surprisingly. His criminal record included a bar fight where the other person ended up hospitalized for a month. I had no idea of this. As a result, Justin was sentenced to 3 months in jail. I sent him the divorce papers and not only gained custody of my children, but Justin also did not receive any visitation rights. I had a lot to figure out, but my dad offered me a solution. You know, I am retired. If you'd like, we can take care of the kids here until you have something else going on. No pressure, Dad. That would mean a lot to me while I figure things out. Furthermore, I've met someone named Kathy. She brings me a lot of joy. Would you mind as she moved in here, too? I had already asked her before all this happened and was going to inform you. No, Dad. I'm more than pleased. I'm glad you found someone you can return to work. And Kathy and I will look after the kids. Sounds perfect, Dad. It has been 6 months since we moved into my dad's house, and a lot has transpired. During that time, Justin was released from jail but did not attempt to contact me. I got back to work and met Kathy. She possesses wisdom and experience, and she's very affectionate. Surprisingly, she also provides motherly advice, filling a void in my life. All my kids are healthy, and Amanda has started preschool. Honestly, I believe I might need more time to fully recover from everything. However, on the bright side, I'm grateful for everything I have for now. I am just concentrating on my work and my kids. It may take time to heal and grow, but surrounded by the love of my family, I know I will find my way.